So my husband works in Pomona, and there are rattlesnakes that
Come
are on
down
that
here
field because they
today,
don't
Bill, the
barrier.
guy.
Yeah,
And
they just
they
took
found them behind
basketball. Really?
the big dumpsters.
Yeah.
Custodian has gotten bit.
Ooh.
So it's just, I mean, that's just a wild, wide open
It's
field.
a
Well, you took
beautiful-
over the field
Oh,
because
the
it
beautiful
has,
campus. But
Right.
the rest of the
but
campus.
they built it on top of the,
That's what she said, but you know what, honestly,
yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I always loved that school. And there's one way up.
That's
one way
what I
down.
was just gonna say.
No,
Do you know how
have you
many-
been there when they're going down?
That's terrible.
Oh, no, yeah, I see
Yes.
that, no, okay,
That's
come
what
on.
they really need,
I
and
have
it's something
seen
to
it.
talk
Have you
to
seen
somebody who said they need
The
the
crashes
guy
at the
standing
bottom.
there.
Yeah, I have two kids that my three kids graduated from Diamond Ridge.
Yeah.
And I would do it again, but, I mean, you know, you have,
It's a beautiful campus up on the hill, but that's just, there's a lot of problems
and the
with that.
school, no, yeah, but I mean, you have to think of the academics, everything. I mean, I'd rather have the academics and I would always tell my kids every day, slow down, coming down that hill and be careful. Yes, Mom. Tiffany, Jorge, yes, Mom.
So is it a good academic school?
Yes, very good, very good.
My Christian, when he graduated last year, was the cat was a debater.
No,
And Renee, well, that's Christian, my eldest grandson was called the Brainiac. And the second, his brother, we called the Maniac because he's a sports, he's naturally sports, so it's Brainiac, the Maniac, so now Maniac is over there.
well, my son also wrestled for Diamond Ranch and played football for Diamond Ranch.
Yeah.
And now he's a pro fighter
Oh, wow.
in MMA. And they want Tiffany. You finished what you started. You're wrestling right
How's
now.
the baseball team over there? Because I know Bishop Lamont was wanting my grandson and my daughter said,
The
no, we'll keep
baseball-
him at Diamond Ranch for now. But
You know, I
they
don't
wanted a
know, 'cause my
scholarship.
kids were never into baseball.
Okay, how about basketball? Because it's stuff that's not really.
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I don't know. All I knew was wrestling because that was what my kids were doing.
Yeah, he was far.
Tell them to join the math club with Miss Pam. She's amazing. She's amazing in
How
math.
old is your friend?
Renee is just as a freshman.
I know, but she
She
started.
just started.
She graduated out, Renee came in.
He needs to start now, and she's amazing in math. Yep.
Okay, yes, it is time, huh? We should put the tin on. Okay, it is 4:32, so I'd like to call this meeting to order. I'm here, Ms. Lee.
Here.
Ms. Yee.
Here.
And Ms. Degawar.
Here. And I do want to introduce,
I should have put Jolene Wilson on the agenda. She's our interim personnel tech helping us out while Andrea's on maternity leave.
Are you here?
I'm here.
Jolene is here.
And with that, we'll go to the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready to begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Go to D2, consider approving the agenda as submitted. I have a motion for it open.
I'll move.
Okay, any comments, questions? Okay, I'll call for the vote, all in favor?
Are we going to amend it and move the closed session?
Oh, that's right.
I heard you say, but I didn't look up to see who made the motion. Sharon?
Motion by Judy and seconded by Sabrina. And I can go after this, right?
Yeah, then you can.
Okay, we'll call for the vote on this. All in favor? I'd like to look at item number, keep on forgetting that. Closed session on item 10 that we will not have it tonight, so just remove that.
So basically, you're going to amend the agenda.
I am amending the
Yeah,
agenda.
yeah.
Okay, so, okay, as amended, then we'll go again. I'm sorry, we changed it, so there is no number 10, so all in favor? Okay,
Number 10. Oh, it's second.
okay, all in favor? Aye. Introduction of guests. Wow, I have four Did you hear?
Adriana Juarez, CSA.
Okay, thank you. CC in the house.
Hi, good afternoon. Scott Jensen, Director of Special Ed.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. And our helper,
Bill George, Director of Technology.
Mr. George. Thank you again. And our cameraman,
Roy Humphreys, the cameraman.
Mr. Humphreys. Okay, we'll go to 3.4 communications. CSA, any comments or questions you have in mind? Okay, district admin, none? And audience, I see a card from Mr. Humphreys, so Mr. Humphreys, you have the floor.
Okay.
Pressing the button, right? Okay, all right, because I don't want you guys to miss out on any of this, because what happens in one part of the system affects all, and you can imagine, as we know and you've seen in the recent publications, that they're pushing for 16-year-old and above to vote for the board of supervisors or superintendents, if you, excuse me, for the school district, school board, starting at age 16, because they find, the students have found that one, they know more about what's going on in the district than their parents do, and two, that the parents never show up to the meetings. So therefore, and as I can attest to it, because I'm the cameraman for the board meetings, and usually after the ceremonies, guess what? Me and my camera are the only ones left that aren't on staff, or something to look forward to, and it's going to affect you, who's on that there. And something else that we need to never forget, and that is this day that we have special in our history, and also to remember that the only way we can move forward is if we're honest about our past. And without that, sooner or later, as if you've seen in the news, persons that have gotten away with a lot of things for a long time are starting to pay the piper, or continue to pay the piper. And also is written that for nothing is hidden except to be revealed, nor has anything been secret, but that it would come to light. That's Mark 4:22. And so it was at the Court King Council meeting last night. I had the opportunity to address Mr. Chan, and of course there was Mr. Malcolm and Lynn Evankamp of the board to ask questions regarding bond funds. And are we going to have a new one to the tune of $250 million? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, I'll go to, just to remind you that any questions from the floor on items that are on the agenda will be entertained at the time the item is under consideration. Remarks are also limited to 3 minutes unless extended further or limited by the vote of the Personnel Commission. Let's see, get my paper on here. Okay, let's go to number 4, your report, please.
Hi, welcome and good afternoon. Our recruitments that we opened since the last commission meeting include the following classifications: Community Liaison Bilingual Spanish, Computer Lab Technician, Regular and Bilingual Spanish, Health Assistant, Regular and Bilingual Spanish, Mechanic, and School Bus Driver. Examinations were conducted for the following classifications since the last commission meeting: were Community Liaison Bilingual Mandarin, we did a written test and a structured interview. Cook, we did a structured interview. Instructional Assistant 1, a written test and a structured interview. For Library Assistant Regular and Bilingual Spanish, we did a structured interview and computer testing. Personnel Care Assistant, we did a structured interview. School Bus Driver, we did a performance test. School Office Manager, Regular and Bilingual Spanish, we did some computer testing. Referral lists were issued for the following classifications since the last commission meeting: was Campus Aide, Community Liaison Bilingual Mandarin, Cook, Custodian, Grounds Maintenance Worker, Health Assistant Bilingual Spanish, Instructional Assistant 1, Instructional Assistant 2, we did 2 referrals. Library Assistant 2, we did 2, Library Assistant, we did 2 referrals. So new employees that were processed into the following classifications since the last PC meeting was 1, accompanist piano, 1 campus aide, 1 custodian, 3 custodian substitutes, 1 director of transportation services, 1 district patrol, 1 food service assistant 1 mechanic, and I did not list on this report, but it was 1 director of maintenance and operations, because we processed him, I think, right after the last board meeting, and 1 school bus driver substitute, 1 speech language pathology assistant, 1 senior personnel technician provisional. And updates and reminders, the annual open enrollment for benefits is scheduled for the beginning of October. I just spoke to risk management today, they'll be getting out that information about it. It's going to be the first week in October that you can sign up for new or change or keep what you had. Information regarding the benefits will be sent out in the next few weeks. The Personnel Commissioners Association of Southern California is having a special workshop entitled Following the Janus Decision on November 2nd from 11:30 to 3 p.m. at the Rio Hondo Event Center in Downey. Registration is just $35 for us because we're PCASC members. Judy has already expressed an interest in attending. Actually, she's on the board, so she probably needs to go. It would be helpful if Miss Lee and Miss, you're going to go to Miss Fernandez, both of you will be attending?
I'll check my calendar.
Perfect. And then, yeah, I'll have Jolene reach out to you because we'd love to it takes a bit of time now when you go to a conference, you have to get approval and all that stuff, even if it's just $35. It is on November 2nd. I can actually let CSEA know this, and actually Shay just joined us too. He's with the ARE Teachers Union, and he's the union president. So it's an interesting topic for us all to know. So if you want any information, it's open to, we're going to have some lawyers come and talk about it. So I know you emailed me today, so I can send you that. Okay, that's all I have. Don't everybody rush to the microphone.
Right. I'm just waiting for the clock to move up to the Twitch. Now, hearing none, we'll close this at 4:44. Okay, item 6.1, take action to reappoint Sabrina Lee as a joint appointee to the Personnel Commission effective December 1st. I have a motion on the floor.
I'll move.
I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
And Ms. Lee will
Abstain.
abstain. Okay.
Thank you.
6.2, approve the minutes of the regular meeting of August 7th, 2018.
I'll move. Second.
Any comments, questions? None? I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
6.3, receive the Personnel Commission's annual report for 2017-18 for the fiscal year and consider approving the report for distribution. And a motion, okay, second?
A second.
Okay. Any comments you want to say?
Sure.
Go for it.
All right, it's been another busy fiscal year for the Personnel Commission. Basically, our highlights are that we accepted a total of 4,349 applications. We conducted 61 recruitments. We had 262 candidates on the eligibility list, and I'm really excited that we got 109 new members for CSEA. And in addition to that, not included, because those are just new employees hired, 14 employees were promoted to a higher classification during the year, so that was very good. They either got more hours or changed their position, so that was very exciting for us to see and to be part of the testing process and in getting them on into their new position. We did revise a total of 7 classifications, so 7 class descriptions were revised, and we created 5 new class descriptions. We did a multiple of reallocations, which I won't go into detail. The good news is we did not have any disciplinary appeals, so that was very good news. Some of our activities that we did do during the years, we went to the Cal State Poly Cal Poly University Career Fair in September 2017 to do some recruitments for our positions with students, obviously at Cal Poly. We really try to push our part-time positions for students, and especially if they want to be a teacher. It's a great way to get into a permanent position as a teacher by being an instructional assistant or a personal care assistant, or even working in food services, which is around students. We went to the Mount San Antonio Fair, we went twice, once in October and once in April. We did the showcase event in February with our own district when we did it at the community center. I was fortunate to be invited to be part of the Mount Sac Career Advisory Committee. It's where employers get together with the college to partner and to just how are we going to get students jobs, etc. I was able to talk to them about using Handshake, which is a really neat recruitment tool that Mount Sac is not part of. I know Cal Poly is, but it's a really neat thing where we just upload our jobs and they accept them and then they recruit for us at the colleges. Really excited to participate in ACE, which was Appreciating Classified Employees. I was selected to watch Mary in as a dispatcher in transportation and get up make sure I was there at 5 in the morning, and that was really exciting to see all the bus drivers come in. It was, there's a lot of, they have a lot of energy coming in at 5 a.m., so I had a lot of respect for that, and then I got to see them coming in after their route as well. Our annual Classified Employees Day, of course, Surf's Up. My gosh, it seemed like it was so long ago, but the food was amazing. Thanks, Ms. Fernandez, for your catering company and getting your family to come and assist, and everybody helped. I mean, we had so many, we had commissioners, superintendent, board of education, assistant soups, and the management team help us, and it was just a really great event. And then last, we ended the fiscal year with attending a training, Finding Value in Merit in Anaheim with the Personnel Association of Southern California. So it was quite a year. It's kind of neat to do this annual report for me because it realizes we did accomplish some things. And because as we know, when we're working here every day, the day is a blur and it goes by, and it's nice to go, wow, this is what we did during the year. Also, this is, we'll be distributing it because the commissioners had to approve it. So this was their time. So it'll be going out in the next week or two. And what was it? Oh, also this is required by Ed Code for us to produce. It's not like I just want to go around bragging about what we do. We have to do this and submit it to the Board of Education as well. So thanks for coming, and I'll be happy to get that distributed.
Our cards, our interest cards, do they say, happen to ask, where did you hear about this position? In other words, to say, you know, if they come for a position that they went to a showcase, or is there a way that they put that on, whether it's on the card or on the MILGA?
Yes, on their application we collect that data. Where did they find out about the job?
Any other questions?
Thank you for the report.
Thank you. Okay. 7.1, advanced salary step placement.
We do have a little.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so fast this one. All in favor of printing it up?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, 7.17, advanced step placement. A, consider approving the advanced salary step request from Gloria Logan, Director of SELPA, to employ applicant 344-37857 in the class of Health Assistant 2 at step E of range 22 on the classified salary schedule. We'll have a motion. Logan?
A motion. I'll second.
Okay. Any comments, questions? None? Call for the vote. All in favor? Aye. B, consider approving the advanced salary step request from Kevin Despart, Director of Student Services, to employ applicant 169-60959 in the class of Health Assistant 2 at step E of range 22 on the classified salary schedule. Motion to open. Okay. Hearing no questions, I'll call for the vote. All in favor? Aye. C, consider approving the advanced salary step request from Yusef Nassau, Principal of Nogales High School, to employ applicant 2080250 in the class of custodian at step E of range 18 on the salary classified schedule. Motion?
Second.
We'll just call for the vote. All in favor? D, consider approving the advanced salary step request from Alex Flores, Assistant Superintendent of Admin Services, to employ applicant 8535814 in the class of Director of Transportation Services at step E of range 93 on the management salary schedule. Motion?
A motion.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. E, consider approving the advanced salary step request from Alex Flores, Assistant Superintendent of Admin Services, to employ applicant 164838087 in the class of mechanic at step B of range 26.5 on the classified salary schedule. Motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That was good. 7.2, reallocation. Consider approving the recommended reallocation from Scott Jensen, Director of Special Education, of a vacant administrative secretary position to an administrative secretary bilingual Spanish position. Motion on the floor, please.
I'll do the motion.
Sabrina?
I'll second that.
Judy. Comments, questions? He's here to answer them.
Vacant.
Okay, hearing that, we'll call for the vote then. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Examination eligibility list, 8.1, we have received information on, I'm going to go A through F, computer lab tech bilingual Spanish, health assistant bilingual Spanish, mechanic, and school bus drivers. Okay, 8.2, we're going to 8.3, ratification of these eligibility lists. And if you have no problem, let's go A through H. A, cook. B, community liaison, bilingual Mandarin. C, director of maintenance and operations. D, director of transportation services. E, instructional assistant 1. F, library assistant. G, library assistant, bilingual Spanish. And H, school bus driver. Motion on the floor. Any questions regarding these lists? None?
Oh, just a quick question. You have written down the 2 employees, 1 employee's, some of this result for the test result. I just.
Go ahead. You can answer first.
Hi, yeah, Sharon, I believe, Ms. Fernandez had asked if I would include in the testing process the number of employees in each stage. So I just write that on the report so that you'll know how many employees applied and if they made it through or where they did not make it through.
Being a merit system, I just wanted to and since we can't see names, I just wanted to see just how many of them are really applying for these positions and have taken advantage of this process.
And you can tell on the final eligibility list when it says promo, like that's promotional and that's when they get eligibility points if they're eligible. So.
With that, I call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
And 8.4, removal of names from eligibility lists. Okay, A, for district safety, ID 1149251 regarding PC Rule 6.1.10 and 6.1.10.4. ID 28564580 and ID 1338886 regarding PC Rule 6.1.10 and 6.1.10.1. B, food service assistant 1, ID 365668698, PC Rule 6.1.10, 6.1.10.8. And finally, a health assistant bilingual Spanish, ID 339599309, regarding PC Rule 6.1.10 and 6.1. Questions? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor? Aye. Okay. 9, input or comments from personnel commission. Judy. Okay, take it on, that's very nice.
First, I would like to say welcome to our meeting. It's a very important meeting, and we're very happy you attended here. In the past months, first I would like to report a sad news that Roland High Chinese Association has lost a very important director, Regina Chen. She has been with the Roland High Chinese Association for I think over 15 or 20 years. She was very dedicated to the position. She was in charge of, the accounting records and also finance report, the financial statement. It's a big loss to the community as well as, of course, to the family, but it's a big loss for the community as well. She has been ill for several years, cancer, and but this probably doesn't sound appropriate. I'm very released for her that, she just put down all the works here and go to where that the Lord has prepared for her. And her funeral will be is scheduled on Thursday, and I will be attending. Just want the community to know this. And also for the annual report, you never realize how much you have accomplished until you really go back, look into other records, and make summary. I'm just very appreciative to the department and all the staffs that put in so much efforts and works to get the things going. Of course, we're not perfect, but we try our best to provide all the services and the support that the district needs. So I just want to comment for all the staffs, especially Joe, being very dedicated director. And also another thing is my personal. I just came back from Africa. I was there for 2 weeks. Short mission trip. I went to Ethiopia and Burundi. Burundi probably the second poorest country worldwide. And the kids, don't even have clothes, not mention the shoes, and they have many diseases related to, barefoot every day, the fungus infection, the germs, everything. And it just, very touching my heart that to see how much the things that they need and how much we have been blessed with all the things that we have here, and made me really appreciate and expand my vision and the heart to the people that we don't get to reach we don't even know in our daily life, but it's there, and hopefully that in the future we could do something for them, and just to extend the love, and the blessings that God has given us. Thank you.
Okay, I made a little cheat sheet for my comments.
You're good.
Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to read briefly. First, I'd like to thank both Commissioner Fernando and Commissioner Nee for the reappointment. It's an honor and a pleasure to work together with both of you for our Personnel Commission. I appreciate the trust and the ample room for my independent decision-making you have given me in the past for my tenure as the third Joint Commissioner. I feel I am not only empowered by this position within the merit system, but also by both Commissioner Nee and Commissioner Fernando to be able to work independently towards the best benefit for our school district. I look forward to the new term and the opportunity to work for our students and the classified employees of our Roland Unified School District. Secondly, I would like to reiterate the importance of the merit system and how lucky that our district adopted it years back. Over the years, through this system, we have provided the best qualified candidates for our classified staff. Going through a rigorous selection process, our classified employees, once past the probational period, have proven to be intellectual, competent, and with great work ethic. On behalf of the PC, allow me to be as proud as I can be of each one of our classified employees for your contribution to our students and to our district. Finally, I'd like to wish everyone another successful new year. Let's work together towards the goal of making Roland Unified School District the best district we can be. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, first of all, congratulations on your reappointment. Glad to have you around. I'd like to also thank Jolene Wilson, who is our temporary helper, now that we have two of our ladies gone, one with her new baby right now, and congratulations, Andrea, for that, and we're still waiting for news from Jessica. I'd like to thank Mr. Bruner, who's always remembering to send us the little free pass to get into those baseball games and activities. Again, I need to talk to Mr. Yusta. Gallus, that's where I'm a parent that I never see. I would like to take a moment of silence during this time just to remember that this is a special day of 9/11. It's something that we will never forget. I think that's one of the slogans from way back when, 17 years ago. And also, in this same, at the same time, the silence for those who have recently departed. I believe we had a teacher at Nogales, a retired teacher, as well as Miss Chen. So I'd like to take this half minute or minute silence. Thank you. And with that, I'll call this meeting closed at 5:02. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
Oops, I adjourned. Do you have a
Oh,
motion?
is it to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
At 5:02.
5:02.
Oh, perfect. All right.
Seconded by Sabrina, Judy,
Definitely.
and I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Well done.
And I'll provide the applause.
Thank you, and I forgot again, and I put it out, I have some stuff for CSE, I have so much CSE memorabilia backpacks and jars to give you guys.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I want to read it.